Hi all, so I just want to start off by saying the following things that I'm about to talk to you guys. Some of you may find this a bit shocking, some of you may think, we've all got our own thoughts, and I just want to tell you guys that these things that I'm about to tell you are really sensitive to the people that it happened to, but they really wanted me just talk about it, and it's taken me, I've had to build up a lot of courage to actually talk about these things because of how sensitive it is and how people do this and what they go through, and it's a sensitive thing. So I had to clear that up with you guys, keep it in mind that these people have gone through these things, and so yeah, it's sensitive. Every single one of them are married, or 3 of them are married, or 4 of them are married, 2 of them are now divorced. And the thing is, when they got married, it was their in-laws who were doing all this stuff. The in-laws were doing black magic stuff to them, and they didn't realize anything that was going on. And I just want to say as well, like, when you get married, it's really sad to hear these things. Like, when you get married, obviously you take the new family, so you take your husband as, he's yours, so this is your little family, and then whoever is in his family, so immediate siblings, parents, you take them as your own as well. And to hear these stories that their in-laws, especially mother-in-laws, have done these things, so I'll go into that in a moment, but they've done things to try and break their relationship, to try and ruin, the mother's sons and daughter-in-law's relationship, for the daughter-in-law to die, for the daughter-in-law's, if her and the son have kids, for the children to be hurt when they're born. And to hear all these things, it's like, why would you think of these things? Like, what on earth comes to your mind for you guys to think of these things? You guys, not you guys, but as in, the mother-in-laws, like, why would they think of these things to do? These particular women, they've had all sorts happen to them. One got given a necklace, a simple thing, a necklace. But the meaning behind that necklace was to break up the marriage and for the in-laws to be able to control her while she was there in the family. So they wanted to control her, and the way that went was the mother-in-law just, styled it out. I've given everybody a necklace, I'm going to give you one too. And then, 2 months later, 3 months later, oh, can I have that necklace back? I want to do some alterations to it, switch it up a bit. And that lady actually gave her necklace back to her mother-in-law, and about 3 hours later she comes back and, here, make sure you wear it. That's when it clicked to her, hold on, what is wrong? Like, why is this going on? And for you guys to think, like, how would it have clicked to her? There's so many stories that you hear, there's so many things that you hear, like, if I never heard of the term black magic, if I never heard of that, and if I never got told any stories, I would be like, I wouldn't know anything about it. Now, whether it actually works, these people said it worked. These people said, I felt really down, I felt really ill, I felt all sorts, but then there's another side to it where they do say, if you really believe in something, it'll happen, and if you don't believe in it and you refuse to believe in it because you honestly deep down do not believe in it, nothing can happen to you. So there's 2 sides to the story. The ins and out of it, I honestly do not know the ins and out because it's not been something I've been wanting to know, but I'm pretty sure if you go to like your elders, I'm pretty sure they could tell you something. But anyway, this lady, basically something clicked off. She gave the necklace to her parents, they took it to like a religious person, and that person said, well, the necklace is basically to control her, and to control her so she leaves her job, she's in the house, she doesn't work, and they tell her to clean, tell her to cook and do all them things. And I was in complete shock when she was telling me, and basically she left, she had enough, she left. But then there's been other things where pins in, so when you give a suit, so a traditional Indian suit, when you give that and if there's a pin in it, apparently it's black magic stuff. And there's so many other things, like somebody can buy a suit and then they can take it away somewhere, have some things done to it, and they give that suit to somebody else, that when they wear it, bad things happen to them, or if they've got it in the house, bad things happen to them. And for people to actually first of all, not for people to actually go to these places to get it done, for these religious people or these people who do all these black magic. And I don't know why I'm doing this, because, you know, this just comes naturally, but for these people who, you know, do all these, who say, come to me and I can do some spell on your outfit and give it to that person and whatnot, like, don't they think that you're messing around with, you know, the higher power? I really believe in the higher power. I believe there's a higher power. Whether you want to call it God, whether you want to call it the higher power, is entirely up to you guys. I like to call it the higher power, and I know that if I do good, I receive good. Now, this isn't good what they're doing bad. So do they receive a lot of bad? And for the person to actually go to them to do this spell on whatever, you know, it can be a necklace, it can be an outfit, it can even be ashes. It can be ashes. You can get paper, burn it, ashes, do a little thing on it, and you spread it all over. And this is another thing that happened to another lady. Her mother-in-law got some ashes and literally spread it all over her bed, all over her dressing table. Luckily, the girl, so the daughter-in-law, and her husband, so that mother-in-law's son, came home at the same time, went upstairs, and they saw everything. So luckily the husband was there to see it, because sometimes what happens is the husbands refuse. They do not want to know that their parents are doing these things or that their mums are doing these things, because obviously, yeah, I wouldn't want to know. You know, I'd be thinking, hold on, you're lying. Why would my mother do that? So these things that happen, but luckily her husband came in and they saw everything, and, you know, straight away, you know, he was like, well, what on earth are you doing? And, you know, they sorted it out. And now, if you feel as though you're going through, you know, something like this, or you feel as though you feel as though your in-laws are doing something really bad, the only thing I would do if I felt like that, I seriously, no word of a lie, I would start praying. You know, you guys might be laughing right now, but seriously, I would start praying, and I would inside believe that nothing is going wrong, everything is fine, and I'd make my husband aware of it. I'd make sure he knew everything that I was feeling, and it didn't matter if we were like having arguments, because I know deep down, inner faith, inner belief, that he will understand, you know. And luckily, thank God, I've not been through anything, but to hear these, and there was somebody really close to me where it literally destroyed her, basically. It literally destroyed her. She tried to commit suicide so many times, and she actually went to a religious person. I said, look, this is how I feel. And they said, you know, it's your in-laws side, but their aunt, so their auntie who's doing things, and she actually put needles in the room. Now that scares me. Somebody even to have a doll, you know, with needles, all that stuff. I don't believe in that stuff at all. But you know, this happened to her, but now she's much better now. You know, she did her prayers. She literally, and when I mean she literally did her prayers, she did every prayer she could think of. She gave back. She did everything that she had to do, and she's so much better. But I just think, like, for people to do these things, to especially to so many girls who get married, it is so sad. Seriously, it is so worrying, and it is so sad. But I believe inside as well that anybody who does bad, they get bad on them. I believe that truly. You know, so if they've done something really bad to you, they're going to get it back. But yeah, if you do feel anything, the only thing I can say, like going by all the stories that I've been told, seriously, like, just pray, like, tell your husband, tell your family. Remember, just because you get married, it does not mean that your family members are no longer there for you. They are there for you. You know, they are your family. Your family are the ones who are going to look after you, you know, so go speak to them. Luckily, all the girls who have been through this, all the ladies, should I say, that have been through this, they went and spoke to their families. They spoke to, like, a religious person, and they've got it sorted. Whether they've got divorced, whether they've separated, or whether they're still, you know, with their marriage, but they moved out of the house or whatnot, you know, they're happy, they're fine now. But to know that people can do this and they can wish bad things upon other people, it's really worrying, you know. And I think in general, like, forget about the black magic thing for now. I think in general you should be happy for people. It doesn't matter, like, you know, if they've got themselves a new car, if they've got themselves a new job or whatever. Just be happy for them. Don't feel any anger, don't feel any hatred, don't feel any jealousy, don't feel any of them things, because if you do, then you're not doing any good for yourself. You're just creating like anger inside, and then that's just gonna like attract a lot more bad things to you, and you're not gonna get any good out of it. So people who even know about, you know, being able to cast spells or cast, you know, to like say some prayers or something, you know, who know about that stuff and who are even thinking, oh, let's do that stuff, like seriously, it's not going to do you any good. But these people, thank God, you know, they're fine. And thank God, like, the girl, like, one of my close friends, sorry, like, she is fine now and everything. And it's just something that's really scary. But if you guys have like witnessed it or anything like that, like, comment down below and let me know, because I have, you know, I've had so many people come to me and say, you know, we've had this happen and that happen. And, you know, there was one where the mother-in-law actually would give the daughter-in-law drinks. She'd make it out like she was really nice. She would give her some juices. She knew what her favourite juice was. You know, she wouldn't drink fizzy drinks, so she'd find out what the daughter-in-law's favourite juice was. She brought it, but what she was doing was putting things in it, and for about a year she was feeling really weak, was her daughter-in-law. So the lady who spoke to me, she felt really weak, and then she had her child, and the child was really weak, and basically they did this so then she could die. Seriously, you know, I've been in utter shock hearing all these things, but do know that there is something big out there. There is something big out there that is looking after you, that is watching over you. And remember, every time you do good, you receive good. You know, every time you think good, you receive good. Every time you do something good, every time you feel good, you get good back. Every time you do bad, you're gonna get bad back. And that, I personally think, is a fact. If you disagree with me, then please comment down below, because this is just my opinion, this is just my thoughts. You know, I'm open to hear other thoughts and what you guys think. But if you have witnessed anything, then do comment down below and share it with the others. I mean, I'm not saying share your story if you've been through it, but if you've witnessed anything, then others who are watching this will, you know, they'll get to know about it a bit more. And if you know a bit more details about it, then, you know, leave it down, you know, leave a comment down below. But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Do comment if you found this interesting. Also comment if you'd want me to maybe elaborate on it more. Maybe I could speak to these ladies again, get a bit more information and share it with you guys so I have a bit more knowledge. But then, do I want that bit more knowledge? I don't think I do. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all soon. Bye.